My name is...
I am Tracy Scott.
Cashton Scott.
And I am living life after trauma.
At 24 years old, Cashton Scott's life changed forever. Missing person reports, flyers flooding the community, no one able to piece together the full story. But what we do know is that Cashton is now rebuilding a new life for himself, his daughter, and the family that is surrounding him. This is life after trauma.
When Cashton came to Refresh, he could do very little on his own. That's the reality of some traumatic brain injuries. They can steal your independence. But at our gym, we don't let that stop the clock. We see very few limitations. The team is at the curb because the work starts the second the car door opens. First stop is always the stretch room. Using the massage wand helps us wake up those dormant nerves in the weak side of the body. This is something that must be done consistently. Consistency is key. Tossing the football isn't just a game, it's hand-eye coordination and balance training.
Now, it's not about what you like, it's what's going to keep that foot from dropping for you to be able to walk. Alright? So just make sure you have someone that assists you with putting it on every day. When you put that shoe on, you need to have that foot brace on so to stop that foot drop. Okay? Alright. Hand, let's go.
Use that right foot to your left foot.
Yeah.
The accident happened September 30th of 2024. That whole night was weird. I didn't even know they had left home.
I just got out of work. And I was going to my partner's house to get her.
I was asleep. I get a call from my middle son telling me to pick him up at Stone Mountain. He had got out of the car with him and a friend. So I went out there to pick him up, called Cashton, and told him to bring my other car back to Bo's house. We waiting, they never did show. Bo's other brother came home and said they probably, at this place. So in the midst of doing that, I left out and this guy hit my car. So we were waiting on the police. And the friend said that they had an accident.
Anointing that will come into your life, there will be warfare. The devil is trying to come out to discourage you.
Okay, I'm tube feeding her, so she has a peg tube that she has to, that's going in her stomach. Mm-hmm. And so all I do is just connect the syringe, and then I just, it's called...
Meet Janissa. She's currently being cared for full-time by her mother and older sister. Janissa's current position leaves her family awaiting a move of God. Yet doctors say they still see no brain activity.
One of the things that I miss the most is being able to laugh with Janissa. Even during times where we may not be seeing eye to eye like sisters do, we could always tell a story. And if I said something to make her laugh was so infectious to where I would keep saying things so she would continue to laugh. Like, it would be to the point where she was crying and my mom would have to tell us to stop it, but I thought it was funny. That was my duty as a big sister, to keep her laughing, and that's what I did. When I got the news, I was in my bed. It was 6:30 a.m. On a Saturday morning, and I got a phone call from my mom. The phone only rung once, and then I looked at the phone and I said, okay, why is my mom calling me at 6:30 a.m.? And then I was like, no, why is she calling me at 6:30 a.m.? Picked up the phone, and that's when I got the news. I was laying in bed at home.
Cashton couldn't have been driving that night because the airbags were deployed on the right side. And when I actually saw him, he had like marking, like a burn mark. But what happened was, I believe, he got a concussion because his friend said he just walked away and he was hollering from the car, right? His friend told us they were by Annestown. So we was over in that area the next day. My husband was passing out flyers and everything. When I started looking in the car, his phone was in the car. So I knew he had no way of talking to us. And I had called 911 and it was like, he said, I know, he said, this might be your son at this hospital. But when I called, they said it wasn't him. My friend called me because we had put it on social media. And she said, I know your son is at Northside Gwinnett. She said, get there. She didn't tell me that that he was on life support. And when we got there, we had to go through a lot of layers before we would even, they would even let us see him because it was a trauma. And they didn't know if we was trying, to do something to him or whatever. They had to make sure that we were who we say we was.
So, my oldest daughter and my mom, they made it to the hospital before I did. We realized that Janissa was having some form of seizures, and we really just didn't know what was going on, but we just knew that Janissa just didn't look right. Something was going on that was causing her to continuously shake, and all we could do at that point was just pray.
I had just seen her less than 10 hours prior. Saw her walking out the door to go to work. And it was devastating when I got to the hospital to see the position that she was in. And I don't think a lot of people realize just how quickly things can happen. Of course, we know about car accidents. We know about people having prior health issues and things of that nature, but you never know when tragedy will strike.
I feel like that came farther than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I made it a long way in a short period of time. After the accident, I lived by. Gotta get up every day and live like it's a new day. Mama, I love you. You saved my life. Without her, she used to go to the hospital every day and play music and record me. She was the only one that fought for me. And she made sure they did everything they had to make sure I lived.
Oh, he was covered from head to toe. It was like no part of his body was like not had something going on with it. And he was just there. And I was talking to him. And it was like he was just there. He had already had brain surgery that morning. And he was there by himself, and that's all I could think about. And I could think, about him being on the road by himself and nobody know, and to go through all that. And I wasn't there. I was just numb. I just had to start talking to God, I said, you know what? I gotta concentrate on my child. I'll do this. Because I ain't gonna try to take the dishes out of the dishwasher.
Recovery doesn't stop when you leave the gym. The home environment is where the real battle for progress is won or lost. Every inch of that house has to be intentional. Routine provides a sense of safety for the brain that's trying to find its way back. Then there's the weight of logistics, the phone calls, the medications, the endless coordination with doctors. It's exhausting and it's heavy. A mother's worry is just a symptom of dedication.
When he sleep at night and everything, we can look at him.
If Janissa could talk, she wouldn't want you touching her. She wouldn't want you in her space. So although she's in, the position that she's in, I still honor those things as if she could tell me, hey, I need you to get away. Not being able to get any sleep because, again, she's doing a lot of coughing. And with her coughing, a lot of times it's so hard that she repositions herself. It's difficult because no 2 days have been the same since this happened, March 16, 2024. Some days I'm able to sleep in late because I don't have to get up and feed my sister. And other days when I'm on duty, I may not get much sleep during the night because I'm having to get up and tend to her through the night. Not only do I have a monitor to where I can hear any movements or sounds that she may make during the night, I also have my bedroom right above her room. So I can hear everything, even when I'm not on duty. So since this happened, my days have been pretty difficult. And again, they vary day to day. I do work from home. I have a daughter. So not only do I have to tend to my sister and myself, I also have to tend to my daughter, and I act as well. So although I have a 9 to 5, I may have auditions that I need to do, or I may have to go on set because I'm filming, and then I manage another company. So I'm also having to tend to that while also trying to still be present here.
Getting back to normal isn't about finding the person you were before the injury. It's about building the person that you're going to be. Moving the weak hand is not just seeing a muscle flex. It's the brain reclaiming territory that trauma tried to take away. The home can be a reminder of the mountain left to climb. Seeing it through the lens of a wheelchair changes everything. One must see these 4 walls as a place of recovery and not a place of limitation. Normal is found in the small things, the sound of laundry being done, the rhythm of daily routine, and the simple joy of shooting hoops in the bedroom.
He got his certain shows he watched. Let me tell you, they used to call him in the bed in the hospital. He used to be up and down, up and down, up and I call him control. He like to control everything. The TV, the remote to the bed, and he do that. I'm glad this one don't make the noise that one make. What are you doing?
We have gone to the hospital. They was like, oh, you take good care of her. She don't have any bed sores. We do our absolute best to make sure that she don't have any bed sores or anything wrong with her. Also, throughout the day, you have to exercise them. That's something in itself, lifting those extremities. You basically exercising yourself.
One thing that I learned before this happened to my sister, I would say maybe 2020, I inquired about going to nursing school. And when this happened last year, I put in the application again because I'm like, okay, this is something that, I would like to do because I want to be able to advocate for, people who aren't able to advocate for themselves. And I feel like I learned that although I guess this specialty is something that I'm interested in, it's much more difficult when you're caring for a loved one. And not just caring for a loved one, but when you're caring for a loved one in your home. So I thought that I was super patient, super, easygoing, but I feel like this has tested my patience. I feel as though it has allowed me to see myself through a completely different lens. I've learned that it's okay to not be strong all the time because that's something that I suffer with. Just trying to be strong, and I'm not sorry, y'all. I can't be strong for everybody. I'm trying, my best to be strong for me, and that's something that I had to learn. If I can't show up for myself, then I can't show up for you.
A hidden memory was telling my daughter all the energy she has. Makes me want to get back up so I can play with her.
As Cashton continues daily exercise to regain enough strength to play with his daughter, Lisa and her team at Refresh continue to cultivate a space for individuals just like Cashton and to sit with families just like Janissa's, whose journeys both stem from TBIs, but life after looks totally different.
Do I have rough days? I do, but I smile. And I did a post yesterday, Kurt Franklin's song. Even though I hurt, I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. I've been here for a while, but I smile. I'm going to keep smiling because that's what I taught my children to be positive, not be negative. So I'm going to keep smiling. That's why I'm standing on my faith. That's why I walk like this. That's why I talk like this. That's why I look like this.
As life challenges these families in unthinkable ways, as time passes by and hope becomes an uphill battle, we are reminded that faith without works is dead and no one is exempt. We must keep moving. We must keep fighting. We must keep loving. And most importantly, we must believe that better will come.
In agreement with her, and we're gonna say, baby, look at this video. You was resting. We need for you to come on and wake it up. I need you to come and turn up with me.